It was another masterful performance from Corey Kluber last night, but the Orioles would fight back late in the game, forcing extra innings. That's when the fireworks started a little early at Progressive Field as Mike Avila's rocked a walk-off homer, blasting the Tribe to victory. Tonight, Carlos Carrasco has an opportunity to take ownership of a spot in the rotation, and he'll battle his former teammate Ubaldo Jimenez next on Sports Time Ohio. Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. It's the walk-off home run capital of the world. Tonight, the Indians and the Orioles continue their weekend series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Last night, the Indians hit their 7th walk-off home run of the season. That's the most in Major League Baseball. And what's really impressive about it is how they've shared the glory.
Well, they have 2 wins on this short 5-game homestand, and both wins coming on timely hitting. Zach Walters ends it the other night in the bottom of the 9th. That's a solo home run. Boom. They end up winning. Last night, Mike Avila's extra innings again. And I'll tell you what, it's incredible. I don't know what it is about this ballpark. I don't know what it is about this team this year. You don't have big home run hitters, but 6 guys that pitched in late in ball games to win them, and it's been incredible. Second most in team history. They had 9 in 1995. 6 different players with a walk-off, and that's amazing. The 63 Indians and the 86 Padres had 7.
All right, so the Indians will face their old buddy Ubaldo Jimenez. Their former teammate will toe the rubber tonight for Baltimore. The last time they faced Ubaldo back in Baltimore, they hung the worst shutout loss of the season on the Orioles, 9-0. The play-by-play action between the Tribe and the Birds is coming up next. I'm loving it. Buy your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Buy Paninis. Get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. And buy Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Crowd making its way in here to Progressive Field on a beautiful evening. 79 degrees here at game time as Buck Showalter looks on. Let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup tonight, brought to you by Toyota. Nick Markakis, David Lowe, and Adam Jones. Then it's Cruz, Davis, and Hardy in the middle. Ryan Flaherty, Caleb Joseph, and Jonathan Scope round it out.
GMC starting pitcher Carlos Carrasco was 4-4, makes his sixth start, coming off a dandy in New York where he threw 77 pitches, 49 strikes, 66%.
First pitch is lined up the middle and into center field. A base hit for Markakis. Boy, he didn't waste any time.
He certainly did not. He got a low fastball and he hits it right back up the middle. Let's check the Kia defense behind Carrasco tonight for the Indians. It'll be Brantley back in left field. Welcome back, Michael Bourne. He's in center. Dickerson is in right. Chisenhall at third. Ramirez at short. Kipnis at second. Santana at first with Gomes doing the catching.
Ron Culpa calling the balls and strikes. Ed Hickox at first. Lance Barrett at second. Dana DeMuth, your crew chief, at third base. David Lowe gets the start tonight in left field. Takes a look at a ball outside. Lowe, like the on-deck hitter Adam Jones, got those socks pulled up, exposing the stripes. Not so sure I'm crazy about the orange tops, though, for Baltimore.
Yeah. You like the black ones better?
There's just a lot going on with that uniform. Swing and a foul tip held on by Gomes. 1-1.
Only fast guys will wear their socks like that.
I love the socks that just with the orange top.
You want the black tops with it, huh?
Yeah, or just go with the gray.
Gray. Yeah, I hear you.
Carrasco deals. Lowe slashing it out of play. 1-2 the count. Baltimore's, they're taking a page out of the 70s fashion playbook with the mixing and matching. Lowe batting .219, couple of homers, 10 driven in, 5 doubles. Close pitch, and it's 2-2.
Let's take a look at this on our Nissan pitch tracker. It's a good pitch. It's just a little low. Just a little bit low. Good velocity, but I'd rather see him miss down there than miss up in the zone. That's the one thing he did in New York in his last start. He really kept the ball down at the knees in the strike zone.
Swung on and missed. He strikes him out, 1 away. Let's go downstairs and bring in Katie with him for more on Carlos Carrasco tonight.
Well, Matt, when you look at the schedule from here on out, tonight's game and this Baltimore lineup may be the best that the Indians will face, so it's a very good test for Carlos Carrasco as a starting pitcher. Indians pitching coach Mickey Callaway said what he's going to be looking for from his starter tonight is being aggressive, keeping the ball down, as Rick just mentioned, and developing that inside corner of the plate.
Well, he did that very well, and this will be a good test, although Baltimore is predominantly a right-handed hitting team. So, you know, he should have a better chance.
Double play ball to short. Ramirez to Kipnis. And a twin killer ends the top of the first for Carlos Carrasco. Now the Indians are coming to bat when we come back. Ubaldo Jimenez will make the start tonight for Baltimore. Let's take a look at the Tribe starting 9. He will be facing for Terry Francona, brought to you by Progressive. Michael Bourne back in the lineup at the top of the order. Jose Ramirez, Michael Brantley, then it's Carlos Santana, Jason Kipnis, and Yan Gomes. Lonnie Chisenhall, Zach Walters, and Chris Dickerson.
GMC starting pitcher is Ubaldo Jimenez, 30 years old. We watched him pitch for the last few years here in Cleveland, and he's having a bad year right now, 4-8. It's all about the walks. He has 63 walks to go with 99 hits. He just came off the disabled list on August 9th. He made the one start. They won it. It was against St. Louis, but they scored him a lot of runs.
Those 63 walks lead the American League. That's a lot of extra base runners, as we noted for his many years here in Cleveland. Last year, it all sort of came together for Ubaldo, especially in the second half. He was their best pitcher down the stretch.
He sure was. One of the best DRAs, if not the best in the league. You know, and it's all about command for him. He has the stuff to do it. Let's see the velocity. He's at about 88 right now.
Rick, this is the 71st batter this year that Ubaldo Jimenez has fallen behind 2-0 against. And of those 70 batters, 30 of them have gone on to draw a walk.
Well, make it 31.
So Bourne is aboard to start the ball game.
Let's check the Kia Orioles defense, rated number 1 in the league. 56 errors as a ball club. Lowe is in left, Jones in center, Markakis in right. 294 consecutive errorless games. That's very impressive. Flaherty at third, Hardy at short, Scope at second, Davis is at first with Joseph catching.
Jose Ramirez takes low, ball 1.
It always used to be, you know, when you get Ubaldo into the stretch, you never knew what was going to happen. As base runners, you can steal on them. You can start guys. You don't want to hit and run because he's not throwing enough strikes to do that.
Well, in an ideal situation, you'd be looking to run. But with Michael Bourne, I'm not sure. Only he would know where that hamstring's at in terms of throw down to first. He gets back in time as Ramirez missed on the bunt attempt.
If you're ready to come back and play in a big league game, you've got to be ready to run. You
right.
know, if not, then you don't come back. I mean, you stay out. So that's the way I look at it. If you come off the disabled list, you got to be ready to play. His game is all a part of it. He's playing center field and running. You can't worry about your injury.
But before the injury, Bourne only had 7 stolen bases on the year.
Understand that. He hasn't been running a lot, and that's been a disappointment because that's been with him all year, that hamstring. Started in spring training.
Well, you had to have dealt with a few leg ailments along the way. When your legs aren't feeling great, is it in the back of your mind if you're in that position where you could steal?
I never had a hamstring, so I wouldn't know. You know, I had torn up knees and, you know, other things like that, but not hamstrings.
Ramirez takes it's low and a full count.
So I would imagine, you're just one quick start or quick stop away from it doing it again. So, I really don't know.
Three-two, runner goes, and it's ball 4, and Bourne can glide his way into second base, but he was off, and he looked pretty good on the initial burst there. But how do you like that? Back-to-back walks.
Well, when Ubaldo pitched against the Indians back in Baltimore, that was May 24th, he had 5 walks in that ball game. So, if he wants to walk, you take the base runners and take it from there.
Keys to the game brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Make Ubaldo work, and they're doing that here right out of the gate with 2 walks. Carlos Carrasco, as you mentioned at the top, keep it down. So Michael Brantley went 0 for 4 last night, and that's news. When he goes 0 for, it's a story this year. Hasn't had many of them. Takes a strike outside corner. Brantley, last 14 games, so we're talking essentially the month of August. He's batting .382 with 13 runs batted in the 14 games he has played. It's a ball high in the air, left field, low. Will make the catch, and the runners have to hold. And up comes Carlos Santana. Now this is an intriguing matchup because you've got Ubaldo, who leads the league in walks, facing Santana, who's walked more than any other hitter in baseball. But Santana's also got a couple of runners on base right here. So how aggressive will he be?
Normally, he's not too aggressive when he gets to that count, unless you get into hitters' counts, and he'll, maybe expand a little bit.
Perfect pitch, outside corner for a strike. Look, nobody's ever said that Ubaldo Jimenez lacks stuff. When he's got the ability to throw the ball for strikes, he can still be very effective. He's only given up 99 hits in the 105 innings of work.
Well, that's what I think Callaway did for him. He made him believe you don't have to throw it 95 every time. Just command what you're throwing out there. He had confidence with Callaway. They developed a relationship, and they worked very well together. And I'll tell you what, I'll bet you Jimenez could use Callaway right about now or this year.
Gets away. Wow, that caroms all the way up the third base to the coaching box. And the runners both advance. I'm not sure he didn't get crossed up.
He did. Watch it. They're going to go talk. There was a cross-up, no question about it.
He hit him right in the shin guard.
Yeah, he didn't get a glove on it. Watch. He's waiting for the ball to do something. Oh, absolutely, that's a cross-up. That was supposed to be a breaking ball. You see a fastball go off his kneecap. Ricochets, look at, he had a tough time getting up.
Yeah, even with the shin protectors that cover the knees, that couldn't have felt too good. So now two are in scoring position for Santana, who's in a hitter's count 2-1. And he popped one up. Foul near the dugout, but out of play. Ubaldo was not going to give in a 2-1 count. Threw him a slow off-speed pitch, and Santana was lucky that it went out of play. Hit well. Deep center. Back is Jones. Racing back. Goodbye! Carlos Santana with a towering 3-run homer in the bottom of the first. Stakes the Indians to the early lead. Oh, did he get all of that one? Home run number 21 for Santana, and he now has 59 runs batted in on the year.
Well, the thing you like about this, he got on top of this high fastball. That was above the belt, but his hands were above the ball. And he hit it a long way to straightaway center field. And if you're going to hit one, make it a three-pointer. He did. The Indians will play from in front. The only hit in the inning, but it gives Cleveland a 3-0 lead.
First homer for Santana since July 27th in Kansas City. And Mike Pachta tells me first homer here at home for Carlos since July the 10th in that series against the Yankees. But boy, was that a big one as it stakes Carrasco to an early lead. Now Jason Kipnis, he punches one into center field. Kipnis now batting in the 5-hole with Michael Bourne back in the lineup. after he filled in that leadoff spot while Bourne was sidelined.
Well, he went down and hit a pretty good pitch. I don't know if that was a splitter or not. Look at him. He stayed back on it, kept his hands back. That was a good pitch. That was a better job of hitting by Jason Kipnis right there. Already a visit to the mound. But, boy, the leadoff walks. You see what happens. You don't let a starter settle down in that first inning. And that's the way you want to play against the Baltimore Orioles. You play from in front, because when they do, they're awfully good.
Runner goes. Kipnis takes off, and he's got an uncontested stolen base. Number 17 on the year for Kip.
See, those guys played behind him before. They understand. You get base runners, you can apply pressure to the defense. Look at Kipnis, didn't even hesitate. Joseph is a guy that has thrown out 16 of the 37 base runners for a rookie. That's 43%, which is outstanding. But he didn't even make a throw.
Oh, good pitch right on the outside corner to Yan Gomes. Still only one out in the inning as the Tribe trying to keep the pressure on Ubaldo Jimenez. Whoa, just missed inside.
It's a good pitch. It's a really good pitch. I think Gomes might have got away with one there. That was a pretty good-looking pitch.
Again, though, we saw this when Ubaldo was in Cleveland. When you are all over the place and inconsistent, it's tough to get the close calls sometimes. Gomes chases one and strikes out, 2 down. Now up comes Lonnie Chisenhall with 2 down and a runner at second base. Lonnie batting .292 on the year with 11 homers, 46 driven in. Chisenhall for the year is batted .316 with runners in scoring position. Got a fastball, but fouled it back. And the 0-2 ran off the plate. Jason Kipnis singled and stole second after the 3-run homer by Santana in scoring position. Chisenhall looking for a 2-out hit to bring him home. And he fights another one off. Yankees blew a 2-0 lead against Tampa Bay, but they were able to rally and win it by a final score of 3-2. So New York stops a 5-game losing streak and ends Tampa Bay's 3-game win streak. Outside.
Well, another 30-pitch inning. We saw that a lot from Ubaldo when he was here. 30-pitch first inning. He's having to work very hard to get through it.
Now the 2-2. And Lonnie, another good job to fight off a tough pitch. Well, the important thing for Cleveland, Rick, is that they didn't let him off the hook. He walked the first 2 batters, and then Santana jumped on a pitch and hit it out of here. So they made him pay early for his mistakes. Now the 2-2. And another foul back.
Well, he got on top of a high fastball, I'll tell you that.
422 feet on the jolt to straightaway center field.
And he caught him many, many times, so he knows his tendencies and what he likes to do in certain situations.
Chisenhall called out on strikes to end the inning. But Santana stings one to deep center field, and the Indians jump out in front 3-0. Indians lead 3-0, top of the second inning. Nelson Cruz, Chris Davis, J.J. Hardy due for Baltimore. And Carrasco with the first pitch strike.
That should help Carrasco relax a little bit now, huh? The 3-run first.
Yeah, you would hope so. But I would almost hope that Carlos is taking this opportunity as sort of a guy who maybe sitting at the tables in Vegas. He's playing with house money. I mean, look, he's already had his opportunity. It didn't go well. He was in the bullpen. He's got nothing to lose right here.
Well, he's fighting for that starting rotation, and that's going to be a base hit, I would imagine.
Nice attempt by Chisenhall. But Cruz is aboard on the little dribbler.
Well, when a big hitter hits a ball like that, there's not much you're going to do. You can see how deep Chisenhall's playing. That's a 3-hopper, almost a 4-hopper on the infield. You're not going to get anybody on that one. He did everything he could. Just playing too deep, and nothing you can do about that. Can't defense that.
Chris Davis, 0 for 5 last night with 4 strikeouts. Good pitch. Over the corner on the inside part of the plate for a strike. And that is where that's where Davis can do a lot of damage. So to be able to go in there for a strike early in the bat might be able to open up the outside part of the plate. In off the dish, 1-1. Well done. Backdoor breaking ball gets ahead 1-2. This is what I was talking about before. You go hard in, and then the hitter just kind of gives up sometimes on that off-speed pitch away. And that was Well executed, just missed with a fastball at 98. Davis fights it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 on here in the second inning. J.J. Hardy waiting on deck. Whoa, did he have him out in front? Nice job by Carrasco. Strikeout number 2, 1 down here in the second.
Well, he pounded him in so hard so many times that he was looking for another fastball in there, and he was committed. As soon as he saw that pitch, he was going to try and get open, and he just couldn't hold up. Goes to show you, you're right, that first pitch you said maybe it'll open it up away, it'll open up soft, it'll open it up away. He proved he could go inside for a strike.
Now J.J. Hardy looks at a fastball strike on the outside corner. Hardy last night drove in the only Baltimore run with an RBI double. And that came in the 8th inning last night. J.J. Hardy has had a lot of success here at Progressive Field.
He doesn't mind coming to this ballpark at all.
Got him on the inside corner as Hardy, you could see, he was really bailing on that pitch.
Okay, he thought that ball might have been inside. Hardy and Elvis Andrus are the only 2 guys that look at their schedules. I can't wait to go to Cleveland because I know I'm going to get hits there.
Double play ball to short, perhaps. Ramirez, though, fumbles the ball, throws to first, and can't get the out there.
Well, that's a cardinal sin right there. You at least get 1. That should have been 2. You at least get 1, but he bobbled it and dropped it, and it'll be the 94th error for the Indians. I mean, Taylor made double play. You can't get any better than that. He had trouble getting it out of the glove, caught in the webbing. It falls onto the ground. He still makes the throw, and it was close at first with Hardy going down the line. But that'll leave runners at first and second. Now Carrasco's got to pick up his defense.
Now here's Ryan Flaherty.
Boy, the first inning, Carrasco had it set up. The leadoff man gets a base hit. Then he had a strikeout. Then he had the double play in the first. Should have had a double play in the second. But now these are going to be extra pitches for him, and he's going to have to bear down.
Flaherty takes a strike. It's 1-1. Carrasco, nice pitch that time. This one, you talk about keeping the ball down. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. When you can throw your fastball down there and then you can change up and throw other stuff, everything's so much more effective down in the zone. They have to use those legs to work hard to get to it. He's already had 5 0-2 1-2 counts.
Line to Kip, this double play ends the inning. Ho-ho! How do you like that? The double play still gets him out of the inning. The dealers. By the Cleveland Clinic. Call today for an appointment today. And by the Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. Indians on top 3-0. Bottom of the second now. Tribe goes to work with Zach Walters at the plate. Borderline pitch called a strike. Walters 2 for 4 last night with a home run. Fouled right back, and it's quickly 0-2. And Ubaldo Jimenez has now struck out 3 in a row. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. And Rick, they're piling up. Kyle Loesch down for the Milwaukee Brewers, and they desperately need him. Ryu for the Dodgers down. Edwin Encarnacion.
He's
just
finally
came off the
coming
DL.
back. He's been down for over a month. As we say, it changes on a daily basis.
Chris Dickerson, a swing and a miss. One ball, one strike. We'll see how the rest of this game goes, but so far this year, Jimenez, based on the time of the game, truly has been night and day. In his 13 starts in night games, ERA is 2.87. In his 6 day starts, ERA is 9.22. And if you look at his career, same difference. His ERA is much better in night games than it is in day games.
Vampire.
To left field. Low. Has it. 2 down. Vlad the Ubaldo.
Yes.
Don't forget, you can tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have them shown during one of our telecasts. It's all courtesy of AT&T.
You know, I think for his part, he's glad that he's only had to make 6 starts during the day. No figuring in that one out.
Michael Bourne walked and scored his first time up. Takes a called strike. Good off-speed pitch. That was a breaking ball and went straight down.
Well, it looks like he's getting a feel. He's settling in. As you mentioned, he had the 3 straight strikeouts, a little weak pop-up. Now he's ahead in the count.
And he strikes out Bourne. So Jimenez may be settling in, but the Indians have the 3-0 lead. Indians with a 3-0 lead as we go to the third inning. And it's time now for our Here Right Audiology Sounds of the Game. And we're happy to be joined now by former Indians pitcher Greg Swindell here in the booth. Back in Cleveland. Enjoyed the golf outing. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Coming from home in Austin where it was 103 degrees, this feels pretty good.
Wow.
I'm enjoying it.
So it is summer somewhere.
Yes,
definitely. Summer here.
It hasn't been here. We haven't had it anywhere. You came from Austin? I thought you came back from Italy.
I did, but it's 103 in Austin.
Okay,
and it was warm and muggy in Italy too. Yes,
okay.
It wasn't like this. I was over there doing a elite European baseball academy with Major League Baseball Europe. Got invited to do it, and it was a good experience over there for 17 days.
That's a nice trip over there. Yeah, they take, about a half a dozen former players, coaches, scouts, whatever it is.
And run it like a spring training. You have team drills and individual drills in the morning. You break for lunch, and then play game in the afternoon.
What do you have for lunch? A little wine and pasta over there in Italy?
They had the wine on the table. Would have made the game a lot interesting. And after the pasta, you just wanted to go to sleep.
Well, they keep talking about wanting to grow the game internationally. We're playing series in Australia. We've been in Japan and places like that. How is Major League Baseball viewed abroad in your travels?
Oh, the kids love it. We had 15 to 18-year-olds. They're trying to teach the Major League game, how it's played, how you prepare for it, and things like that. So they brought other academy coaches in from 12 different countries, and they learn the process of what it takes to develop these kids and, at each position. Not just – I had the pitchers. Barry Larkin was the infielders. Steve Finley had the outfielders. Oh, John McLaren.
Yeah,
he had the catchers.
Johnny, yeah.
He had the catchers.
That's
so
beautiful.
It was a good group.
Pretty well hit deep right field. And it's going to short hop the wall. Dickerson fires it in. Leadoff double for Caleb Joseph, who's had a good offensive year at the catching position for Baltimore.
Let's take a look at this pitch from Carrasco. That's one he left up and not over the plate, and he took advantage of it. This kid's he's swinging it pretty well. It's his 9th double this year. Short hops the wall.
Yeah, earlier this month he homered in 5 straight games, so he definitely has some thump. We're visiting with Greg Swindell, who was a former top pick of the Indians back in 1986, and you didn't spend a lot of time in the minor leagues. I mean, you jumped right in with both feet, didn't you?
Yeah, 1986. Cleveland needed some more pitching. I was fortunate enough to be drafted by them, and during our negotiations, they traded Neil Heaton to Minnesota, and I kind of went, oh, okay, let's get this thing rolling. It happened quicker than I could ever think about making it to the major leagues, but I did after a few weeks, and was christened pretty quick. By the Red Sox.
It doesn't take long. Yeah, well, that's right, your first start.
Right.
But, I mean, the reality of it, when you're coming out of college, something like that, and you get drafted, how fast can this game at the big league level speed up on a young person?
Well, it was incredible because I'd never been to a spring training. I'd never been to Cleveland, for that matter. I mean, it was all brand new. And the Red Sox in '86 they went to the World Series. They were pretty good that year. It was very different. My first start, and then after that, excuse me, you never get too comfortable, but I had to pretty quick if I wanted to stay up here in Cleveland and pitch, and it was great. I mean, I enjoyed my time, especially as quick as I got to Cleveland to stay here.
But a lot of people don't realize in other sports, like basketball, you can come out of college, go right to the big time, not that you're going to be a big star. Football, same thing. It's a little different in baseball. People don't understand that.
It's a big boy game and a little faster.
Well, Greg, the thing that I find interesting too is that in this day and age of pitch counts and guys aren't going deep into games like they used to, we're watching a very special season this year from Corey Kluber, a Texas guy, and I'm sure you got to see him pitch a little bit last night.
He's pretty good.
But 1988, your first 11 starts, you were 10-1. That means he had a decision every time out. 10-1. Included in those first 11 starts, Rick, 4 complete games.
Nice.
2 of them were shutouts. And you also had another game that went 11 innings, and you pitched 10 shutout innings, and the team won 1-0 in that game.
Against Mike Morgan in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I remember it very well.
You remember it.
Yeah,
okay.
It was 20 degrees. Mo Man didn't have on any sleeves. I think I threw 90 pitches because hitters were wanting to get out of there pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, that's the way you wanted to start or finish what you started. But now it's such a special game with setup men and closers and everything.
You had 4 complete games on 11.
Yeah.
The Indians have 3 as a team right now, and we're playing the game number 122.
Think about it right there. Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, that's the difference in the game and how specialized it's become.
It is, and it's not this level. They're doing it at the college level as well. I see it every day in Austin. There's setup guys. There's long men. There's everything.
You had 33 starts that year, 32 decisions, 18 and 14. I think it was your best year in the big leagues. I don't know how you look back on your career. You logged 242 innings. That's the most any Indians pitcher has made other than Charlie Nagy, who a few years later went 252. Nobody else has eclipsed that
How
mark,
did you
though.
feel in the offseason after throwing 240 innings in a year?
It was like I said, I wanted to pitch. I mean, that's what you do as a young kid. The off season, you take a month off and then get right back after it. That was after 1987, where I had ligaments pull away from my bone and only pitched half the season in '87. So
no surgery.
No surgery. But now, could you imagine how they would bring a kid along after something like that happened? I was out there, 242 innings.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference in the game. And we were talking a little bit with Jonesy last night.
Right.
Coming out of the bullpen, you have 8 guys, sometimes 9 guys coming out of the bullpen, where you used to have 10-man pitching staffs or 9-man pitching staffs. And it is a huge difference now.
Well, and then I want to call it the second phase of your career. Did it start here in Cleveland when you came back in '96? Is that when you transitioned to reliever, which gave you another 6-7 years in the big leagues?
Yeah, I really didn't have a choice. The hitters were telling me you can't go 7-8 innings anymore. I did come here as a reliever, and the next season I'd signed with Minnesota to be a starter. And then after a couple games, I wasn't very successful in spring training. They put me in the bullpen, and from then on, I always wanted to pitch. So relieving was something that I loved to do.
You got a chance every day.
Exactly. You came to the park. You weren't going to sit on the bench for 5 innings and thump seeds and do silly things. You were in the bullpen. You were ready to pitch every day, and I loved it.
Now, I know you watch the game now religiously all the time. Are you amazed at how many guys come out of that bullpen and can still throw like 95 miles an hour plus?
Every guy.
It's almost like everyone does. I know it.
Me and Jonesy were talking about it. We wouldn't make a team now. I mean, we were 80. We were 88 to 90. Jonesy had the changeup. Scotty had the sinker.
But it's not all about speed and velocity.
Well, I know that.
But
I know that.
These guys now, they come out and they're blowing, and it's like, holy smokes.
Yeah, you're like, changeups are 90 miles an hour.
You talk to hitters, and they're saying, you better get the starters. It used to be you couldn't get to the starters when those starters leave, get to the bullpen. It's different now. You get to the bullpen, and it's tough to get them.
It is. I mean, the arms are. I mean, you can say it's the off-season programs and then the conditioning, the weights, and all that. But it is amazing how everyone does 94, 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, but you'd have a complete game every day if you could go 6 innings. If you wanted to start and say, hey, I want to go 6 and turn it over to the bullpen, because that's all they're going to let you do. Maybe 7.
Maybe 7.
Yeah, maybe 7. We'll let you go one more if you got a no-hitter. You get one man on, you're gone.
Greg, when it was all said and done and you had to call it a career, were you able to walk away and say, I started in the big leagues, made an all-star game, got to go to the postseason 4 or 5 times, won a world championship. Were there any regrets when you finally said, okay, goodbye, baseball?
I don't think any player ever has a regret. I mean, you play the game, you love the game. Eventually, you know it's going to end. You don't realize when that's going to be, but I think
it never is. But.
Exactly. I mean, your body, after you're done for a while, tells you still want to be out there. Your brain tells you can be out there now. But I think the World Series in 2001, I mean, it was pretty much that was the pinnacle of my career. It's the pinnacle of anyone's career, is to win a World Series, and it took me 15 years to get there, and was 1 for 1. So it was nice.
And you weren't just along for the ride. You pitched in some games and did well.
Yeah, I mean, I was riding the coattails of Randy and Kurt, though. I mean, those guys were pretty good in Arizona.
Coattails to ride.
Right. We had a big lead in Game 1. I got to finish that one.
And don't forget Brian Anderson. You don't want to leave him out.
He pitched a great game in New York against Clemens and got beat 2-1. So. Yeah, he was awesome out there.
That was a heck of a World Series, man. I mean, when you think about it, that was as good as it gets.
And when the country needed it most.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball brought a lot of healing to a lot of people.
Yeah, how many times you have to bounce back after the home runs in New York to go back home and try to win? What, they get you 3 straight games?
Yes, and I was walking out, and I saw Mel Stoudemire, the pitching coach for the Yankees, and I said, man, we're getting beat, but I'm having the time of my life. I mean, it was incredible, those games. I mean, everyone was just looking pale and frail. Yeah. I mean, it was like, oh, my goodness.
3-1 pitch for Carrasco. And it's fouled out of play. And Luis Gonzalez will never have to buy a meal in Arizona as long as he stays in that Phoenix area, right?
Oh, he's there. He's not going anywhere.
He could run for governor and make it. Yeah, I mean, he would win. But Gonzo's a great guy. It couldn't have happened to a better guy, but a great player. Mark Grace led that inning off. Tony Womack, those hits were just as big. They just weren't in that moment like Gonzo's was off of Mariano.
It just landed on the outfield grass out there at shortstop with the infield in. That's all it took.
Oh, they had a star on the spot the next year.
Did they?
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
David Lowe with a runner in scoring position. 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Carrasco steps away. Lowe steps out. Another good crowd on hand here tonight as these two lock horns. Baltimore leading the East. The Indians fighting for a wild card spot. Lowe drives one deep right, but back is Dickerson, and he'll make the catch. Want to stick around? Talk some more ball?
Yeah.
All right. We'll continue with Greg Swindell. Indians on top 3-0, middle of the 3rd. Perfect night here in downtown Cleveland. Indians with a 3-0 lead. Ramirez, Brantley, Santana due up for the Tribe here in the bottom half of the 3rd. And once again, Matt Underwood, Rick Manning, joined by Greg Swindell, former Indians pitcher. And Greg, as you know, I mean, you spent enough time here to know that Ohio is a very football-proud area. I'm very proud, you know. I mean,
well, I've met a lot of Buckeyes up here too this weekend.
Ohio State, but you being from Texas and the Longhorn, I mean, try to describe to folks just how nuts Texas is when it comes to football, especially down at UT.
Yeah, I mean, it starts at 7, 8, 9 years old. I mean, in certain towns, in certain areas. I mean, they used to call it the Odessa area, the little Southwest Conference out there. People just they love it, and now it's grown to 6A. They 1 through 6A, and man, we got a new coach down there, so it's getting interesting
that's right.
in Austin.
Mac Brown retired.
Yeah, Charlie Strong's there now, and he's letting the boys know who's going to run the show down there right now. So we'll see what happens here in about 15 days.
Now, baseball obviously is just as big. I mean, all you have to do is look every year when players are drafted. A lot of high school kids, even college guys, if you look back, follow the lines, they all seem to come from Texas. A lot of them anyway. Why is baseball so big? Maybe not as big as football, but it's got a pretty good stronghold.
I think now kids are starting to figure out early that they want to do that. And now with the select teams and the leagues like that, they can play year-round.
Yeah.
And I think in my own opinion, I think that's what's causing a lot of Tommy John surgeries now, because you never give your arm a rest as a kid. But these guys play year-round, and they have the best equipment. They have the best of everything down there.
The weather also.
The weather, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They could play year-round in Texas.
That's true like that with every sport. Football, coaches now just want you to dedicate it, whatever sport you choose.
You played multiple sports, didn't you, growing up?
Until my junior year in high school, then our baseball coach said, we want to keep you guys, and we won state that year, so he wanted to keep us healthy, because one of our guys broke an ankle the year before in football practice.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Now, if you're a football player, you just stay with football.
Yeah.
You know, that football coach wants you into the weight room. He wants you to do everything.
All year long.
Yes, you're not athletes anymore where you're playing 3 different sports. Like if you're from Ohio, the season changes. All right, I'll play football when it's in the autumn, I'll play baseball in the summer, and I'll play hoops in the winter.
Yeah. Can't really get out and play some baseball in December and January up here.
No, you're in the gym. You're
right.
taking it on the wood floors. That's about right. That's why I think Florida, Texas, Arizona, California, they have the advantage when it comes to baseball, and that's where you see a lot of guys drafted from.
Michael Brantley having a very special season. Fly to left his first time up. Right there among the league leaders in batting average.
Yeah, he's a good hitter. Who's the toughest hitter you ever had to face, Greg?
Randy Milligan in Baltimore. People ask me that all the time.
Right-handed hitter.
Average-wise, home run-wise, I could never get him out. Cal Ripken and Juan Pierre.
Juan Pierre
was 6 for 7 off.
Didn't matter where you threw.
I'd always got 2 strikes and tried to strike him out.
Yeah.
Can't strike out Juan Pierre. He's going to put it in play.
That little short swing.
Yeah. And fast.
Canseco, Edgar Martinez.
Well, there's some good hitters there.
Edgar never hurt me with the long ball, but
that's good.
He could pepper the wall a little bit.
Yeah. Well, he can hit the ball anywhere,
exactly.
Though, too. He was a great hitter.
Ubaldo with a payoff pitch. Bounced to short. J.J. Hardy will throw him out. Greg, when you came up, and as you mentioned, you came up young. I mean, quick. You get drafted, bang, you're in the big leagues. Were there veteran pitchers, a pitcher, a number of guys that you leaned on early in your career to kind of help show you the way of how to pitch in the big leagues?
Yeah, I mean, Tom Candiotti was here. He wasn't a veteran, so to say, but he was older, and he had been in professional baseball. And then once we got Buddy Black, I mean, he kind of he was just a laid-back guy. He's left-handed, and he kept me, John Farrell, Scotty, kept us in line a little bit.
How about that? On that 88 team that you guys had, 4 managers on that ball club. And then also a couple of hitting coaches, right, Matt? Jacoby?
Well, and Charlie was a coach here. He was a manager.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That was
nobody remembers Ron Washington was on that team.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, we do.
I remember Wash.
Yeah, we
do. He was awesome.
That's right.
He was awesome.
He was a veteran at that time on his way out. He was just, last stop, I think.
But Buddy, he took me under his wing a little bit. In between the starts, didn't really let me wander. You know,
well, which is good. You need that. Kids
on and off the field.
Yeah, kids
you know what I mean.
You come up here, you have to know. You have to know
making money or in the big leagues.
Away from
exactly.
the clubhouse. You got to know how to act.
I do that now for him, keep him from wandering.
And
well, he knows better. That you know what, you can't stop a wanderer. You just can't do it.
If you're keeping him in line, you're doing a great job.
As long as I get him to the booth on time.
You keep telling people that, and if anybody out there believes it, I got a bridge to sell you.
I see notes here. I see the scorecard, so he's doing his job.
That's right.
This is invisible ink.
2 down. Santana with yet another walk.
Well, I was here. I started television when you were still here for the last couple of years. We used to go out, and I still felt like I was a player. It was a lot of fun with Johnny Farrell and you and Scotty Bales. We had a nice time.
It was a good time.
And that's where that conversation ends.
No, that's when I said I realized that I wasn't a player anymore, and you got to move on.
Yeah.
But still, your heart's with all the guys because you want to have fun with everybody. You know, it's the way it is. I'm too old to do that anymore.
Jason Kipnis takes a strike. Anybody you follow now that you really enjoy watching if you get a chance to click on the tube and watch a big league game?
You know, it's tough down in Austin, I mean, to watch a major league game. I have my son. We're doing a lot of stuff with him with the autism. You know, he's always needs attention, so that's kind of a reason I like to stay in Austin and not try to get into professional baseball or anything like that, so I can be with him, excuse me, and watch him grow and help him. But
yeah, it takes a lot of time, and you can't spend that time away from home.
Right. But it's amazing. We were on the field earlier just to see the size of these guys. I remember Miguel Cabrera, when I first saw him, I'm like, how's this guy do what he does?
I know.
And then you stand next to him, you're like, okay. I see it now. I mean, all these guys are just
they
huge.
don't realize how big the guys are
and
nowadays.
athletic.
They really are.
But I follow Cleveland a little bit. I follow Arizona, obviously, because I ended my career. I thought it was neat the other night. I flew in from Italy, and they were both playing. I mean, my first and last teams that I played for.
And kept playing.
I was in bed when y'all were still playing.
Yeah, we had the double dip from the rain out and then extra innings, so it was fun.
2-2 to Kipnis, down on the dirt, full count. Now, you also have 3 daughters. Did they get involved in sports play?
They didn't. When I was still playing when they were young, and Mom said sports or dance. So we're not going to be driving everywhere. They did the dance thing, ballet and tap, and dance team in high school. Got one out of college already. Got one in college. Another one's going to graduate high school this year. So it's pretty
times.
busy.
Kipnis a swing and a miss, strikes out to end the innings. Zeke, always great to catch up. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Former Indians pitcher Greg Swindell with us. Tribe still leading it 3-0 through 3 innings. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Adam Jones will lead off for Baltimore. Jones bounced into a double play his first time up. Carrasco with the first pitch strike. And Carrasco, good breaking ball in there for a strike. And a count 0-2. Hit to short. Ramirez throws him out. Time now for a Mazda game break. They send it out to Al Pawlowski.
All right, Matt. Rick, let's head up to Minnesota. Royals taking on the Twins. Scoreless game here until the top of the fourth. Nori Aoki tried to steal third. The ball goes into left. He scores. Meanwhile, Yordano Ventura has walked four, but hasn't given up a hit. He's pitched into the fourth. 1-0 Kansas City at Target Field. Matt?
All right, thanks, Al. Nelson Cruz had a little dribbler for an infield single his first time up. To right field, but Dickerson has it measured. And he makes the grab, 2 down.
Well, RBI Baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style game you've been missing. Visit RBI.com for more details or download today on your console or mobile device.
Chris Davis struck out his first time up, but it was pretty good at bat. And Carrasco did a nice job pitching in that bat. He pounded him in with a fastball, got a backdoor breaking ball, and eventually got him to swing over the top on a check swing of a breaking ball that went down and in. So he showed him a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and he didn't give him any breathing room. He stayed inside for the most part.
With the shift on, that's Ramirez, the shortstop, who makes quick work of Chris Davis. The Orioles go 1-2-3 here in the fourth.
Well, the best deal in town for families is the KeyBank Kids Value Ticket. Available every game at Progressive Field. Each kid receives $15 free to use on concessions or merchandise. Visit Indians.com Kids Value and purchase your tickets today.
Yan Gomes will lead off for the Indians here in the home half of the fourth inning. Struck out his first time up.
Well, whatever Dave Wallace told Jimenez when he went out there in the first inning, must have worked, because the Indians were 2 for 3 off him, and then since his visit, they're 0 for 8. He's throwing 60% strikes, so much better.
Right back up the middle, but look who's there. Jonathan Scope with the shift on.
How about that for a scouting report?
Take it away from him.
I mean, that. Look at that. Ubaldo had to jump out of the way, and there's your second baseman on the shortstop side, still able to get it up the middle. Boy, that's a shift that takes a hit away, that's for sure. Boy, we see that more and more and more every day.
Lonnie Chisenhall takes a strike over the outside corner. Called out on strikes to end the first inning. Backhanded by J.J. Hardy. 2 away. You can always have the latest information on the Indians by following Tribe reporter Joe Reedy from FoxSportsOhio.com on Twitter for the latest news and stories on your favorite team. Zach Walters was called out on strikes in his first time up. And once again, he's down on the count 0-2. Two-strike pitch. And the fastball in was fouled back by Walters. Yeah, Jimenez, actually since the Jason Kipnis single after Santana's homer in the first, he's been a different pitcher.
Yes, he
than
has.
the guy who faced the first 5 hitters to start the game.
Well, out of the 11 hitters he's faced, 5 strikeouts. No hits allowed. He's only given up the 2 hits, the big fly by Santana and then the Kipnis single.
The 0-2. Outside, he missed. Spiked the changeup in the dirt. Evens up at 2-2. Spiked it again.
I don't think I'd call that one again. If I was the catcher, they try something else here.
Now the payoff pitch. And Walters hits it to first, where Davis scoops it up, beats him to the bag, and the inning is over. Tribe goes 1-2-3, lead at 3-0 after 4. Sunnyside Chevrolet in Elyria. Sunny will save you money. By Levin Mattress, located in all Levin furniture and freestanding locations. And by Kia. Visit mykiacleveland.com to learn more. Indians on top 3-0. Fifth inning. J.J. Hardy, Ryan Flaherty, and Caleb Joseph due up for Baltimore.
Again, Carrasco has done a nice job. He's given up 3 hits, 1 in every inning except the last one where he had a 1-2-3 inning. A couple double play balls.
Well, the thing I like, 40 out of 55 pitches have been strikes tonight, so he has stayed in that aggressive attack mode as he did in the start against New York. And as you talked about at the outset, he's keeping it down for the most part.
Keep it down. He's ahead in the count, 8-0-2-1-2 counts.
Breaking ball hit on the ground is short. Big hop for Ramirez. 1 away. Our great clip of the game from last night. Corey Kluber. Outstanding once again. Another 10 strikeout performance by the Indians right-hander. Unfortunately, he did not get a decision, but he held Baltimore to 5 hits in 7 2/3 innings. And since the All-Star break, his ERA is 0.76.
Yeah, it sounds like a little harsh to say he didn't really have his good stuff last night, but he wasn't like we've seen him many times before this year. You know, he earlier in the game struggled a little bit. Now, I don't mean struggle, but, you know, he went a little differently about his business out last night than he normally does. Still had 10 strikeouts.
2-0 the count to Ryan Flaherty. Hit pretty well to center, but cruising back Michael Bourne. 2 down. Our stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Since the All-Star break, the 4 wins. The ERA, innings, strikeouts, all right there at the top. And the 161 batting average, second best. Caleb Joseph, who doubled in the 3rd inning to lead off, but did not advance after that, takes a strike.
Yeah, that double, that's one of the pitches that Carrasco left up a little bit. He gave him a little swinging room, and he paid for it. But he's been able to, he's settled down after that. Come back with a slider. There you go.
He strikes him out. 1, 2, 3 go the Birds. Carrasco has retired 9 in a row.
Well, Wayside Furniture presents fireworks on August 22nd when the Indians will take on the Houston Astros. That'll be for the first time this season. Sugardale Dollar Dogs also on tap for the game. Visit Indians.com and get your tickets. Not many weekend games left here at Progressive Field the rest of this season. We got 3 more Saturday night games here.
Chris Dickerson going to lead off for the Indians here in the bottom of the 5th. Brought the third baseman Flaherty in, but took the pitch for ball 1.
Send along some birthday wishes. Evelyn Lauro is turning 90. Milan Nas is 81. Marvin Anderson of Illyria is 80. And Ida Mae Schultz turning 80 from Greenwich, Ohio. Happy birthday to everybody.
Hit well, deep left. Back goes low. It's over his head and off the wall. Hit right into the built-in out-of-town scoreboard. And Adam Jones made the throw in, but not before Dickerson speeds into second base with his 4th double of the year. And that snaps a string of 4 straight set down by Ubaldo.
Hit that ball a long way. Staying on it, going to left center field.
Looked like maybe just a 2-seamer that stayed up.
Yeah, hit it deep in the zone. He stayed on it, put a good swing on it. For Dickerson, that'll be his 4th double and only the 3rd hit for the Indians.
Now Michael Bourne in on the grass at third as Flaherty as Bourne bunts it up the third base line. What a bunt. And the throw is in time to get Bourne. But now Dickerson to third base with 1 out. In-game recap brought to you by your Toyota dealers. Carlos Santana with 2 aboard sent a 3-run towering homer to center field in the bottom of the 1st. And Carlos Carrasco has settled in to retire 9 straight Orioles hitters. Baltimore will bring the infield in now with Jose Ramirez at the plate. Ramirez grounded out his last time up. Takes outside for ball 1. To left field. It will drop for a hit, and the Indians' lead is 4-0. Jose Ramirez, RBI number 5, as Dickerson comes home to score.
That was a nice swing by Ramirez, boy. A nice line drive stroke. Infield in. You don't have to try and do too much. It's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. He had the count in his favor. He got a fastball that was down and just got on top of it. Lined it into left field. David Lowe couldn't do anything with it. The run will score. It's a 4-0 Indians lead.
And so now Michael Brantley 0 for 2 with a runner at first base. See how aggressively Ramirez handles this base running situation. He has good speed. But Caleb Joseph's done a terrific job behind the plate of slowing down the run game.
Yes, he has.
So not 16 out of 37 would be base stealers. Make it 16 out of 38. Kipnis had one in the first.
That's good. That was almost like a pitch out right there. Brantley did the right thing. He was taken all the way. He was going to fake a bunt to keep the catcher back and give him an opportunity, but Ramirez just stopped.
Oh, Brantley comes up empty.
Yeah, that had a little lift to it, didn't it?
Don't see many of those big swings from Michael.
He was trying to leave the yard.
Yeah.
He had a little lift and separate.
He was sitting on a pitch. And Ubaldo off speed, outside corner. 1-2 the count. Left-hander T.J. McFarland getting loose for Baltimore. There goes the runner. Throw down. And he is safe. Jose Ramirez picks up his third steal of the year. It was another one of those almost like a pitch-out deliveries by Ubaldo. It was up and away, so essentially a pretty good opportunity for Joseph here.
Yeah, good pitch to throw on, but he had a good jump. He ends up tagging him on the foot. Hardy made a nice pick, but he was already with the hand on the base by the time the tag was applied.
So a 2-2 count for Brantley now with a runner in scoring position. "50 strikes, 40 balls for Ubaldo Jimenez tonight."
Yeah, fifth. That's his fifth full count.
Brantley drives one to deep right field. Gone to Souvenir City. Michael Brantley's 18th home run of the year. RBIs number 79 and 80. And it's now a 6-0 Indians lead. Yep. Dr. Smooth will send Ubaldo Jimenez to the showers.
Whatever that pitch was, it was down in the wheelhouse. It was something off speed. It wasn't a good fastball, a curveball, or that breaking ball. And it was right. It speeds up Brantley's bat, and he lifted, and he got that one into the cheap seats. So Michael Brantley, his 18th, 5 of the 6 runs scoring tonight, coming on the long ball by the Indians.
Jimenez out. And the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen is for former Indian T.J. McFarland. Ubaldo Jimenez, dejected to say the least after his second outing this year against his former club goes sour in a hurry. The Indians roughing him up for the second time this year. They tagged him for 5 runs in 4 innings back in Baltimore. They touch him up for 6 in 4 1/3 here tonight. And now it's left-hander T.J. McFarland to face Carlos Santana. And Santana greets him with a stinging line drive to center field. It bounced up and might have caught Adam Jones on the wrist above the glove.
Well, he knew it was a line drive he wasn't going to catch, so he just tried to stay down on it and say, hey, I can't let it get by me. That ball hit right on the nose. Not many times you see Santana getting on that first pitch, but he did that time and had a vicious line drive.
Jason Kipnis trying to bunt, and it's fouled back. To first base, picked by Davis, goes to second. And that's all they'll get. 2 down. Kipnis at first on the fielder's choice. Fox Sports Supports is proud to recognize the Army's Gold Star Pin Campaign, which honors the families of fallen service members. To learn more, visit goldstarpins.org. T.J. McFarland was a former 4th-round pick of the Indians. He was making his way through the Tribe's farm system, got to AAA, but Baltimore selected him in the Rule 5 draft prior to last season, and he stuck with their club the whole year. Did a nice job, pitched in 38 games, which tells you they protected him quite well.
Yeah, that's hard to do when you have a guy on your roster, you know, and he's going to stay there all year long to keep him up at that big league level all year long and get him some work, try and keep him fresh. They must have really wanted him.
Yan Gomes with a base hit in the right field, and Kipnis will go all the way to third. Well, Indians at the corners with 2 down.
Well, he went down and away, and that's a pitch that Gomes can certainly handle. He's got a pretty swing going that way. He stays on the baseball. Kipnis can go to third base with 2 outs. Excuse me. So first and third now.
Swing and a miss. Well, McFarland tying him up. Pretty good fastball. It's 0-2. Out of play. First and third with 2 down. The 0-2 pitch. And he strikes him out. He held on. Inning over. Michael Brantley with a 2-run shot. Knocks Ubaldo Jimenez out of the box, and the Indians are on top 6-0. Fan photo of the game brought to you by AT&T. Remember, you can tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have your picture shown during one of our telecasts, courtesy of AT&T. Carlos Carrasco goes back to work here in inning number 6 now. Carrasco's thrown 71% of his pitches tonight, 4 strikes.
Look at this. 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, 0 walks. You got to love it. Did that the exact same time, his last start against the Yankees. 4 strikeouts, no walks. This time his pitch count is a little bit lower.
Well, this is the 18th batter he's faced tonight, and you pointed it out earlier. 9 times he's had a batter 0-2 or 1-2.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about it. Everything has been down in the zone. He's pitched in. He's moved the ball around. He's at 35 pitches, 95 or above. I'll tell you, it's great. He always has had a tremendous arm, and everybody knew that. He's just never been able to harness anything. But I'll tell you, I don't know if the stint out in the bullpen has helped him out. It put a new outlook on how to get hitters out, or what it is. But just continue to pitch like you're pitching, Carlos, because if you can do that, you're going to be out there every 5 days for the rest of the year.
You never know how this is a crazy game. And look, he had a tremendous arm. He was highly touted when he was with the Phillies. Came over in the trade. He was a highly touted prospect coming over here. And this game is very humbling at times. And maybe it's just, maybe it took him getting knocked around and getting beat on and beat down to where he got to a point where he said, well, the heck with expectations and what everybody else thinks. I just have to go out and.
Yeah, he missed the year with the Tommy John surgery, or a little more than that.
Remember, there were some shenanigans with the, throwing at guys and whatever. However, whatever was behind all that and how it came about, doesn't seem to be that same guy anymore, though. He seems to have, whether it's maturity or just figuring some things out, or a combination of the two. The Indians certainly are hoping that This version of Carlos Carrasco is here to stay.
Well, this is one of the few times I said we have said tonight he's behind in the count.
Yeah.
3-1. That's it. He's been very efficient. First time through the lineup, 33 pitches. Second time through, 32.
Well, and he's stayed out of the stretch as he was when he was working out of the bullpen, so he hasn't gone back to the windup, and
it hasn't cost him on velocity or anything.
Well, who are we just talking about that does that?
It was Darvish.
Yeah, Darvish doesn't.
Yeah.
A lot of times he won't use the windup.
No, he's out of the stretch.
3-2 pitch. Right back up the middle, but look who's there. Jose Ramirez. 2 down. Let's go downstairs. Katie with him. Katie, what have you found out as far as Carrasco and the time in the bullpen, what that's done for him?
Matt, he told me that it gave him a completely new mindset. He steps out onto the mound now thinking, give it all you got, just let it rip. And the one thing that pitching coach Mickey Callaway pointed out is a conversation he had with Carrasco where he went and explained to Callaway being in the bullpen finally taught him why there is a bullpen. He doesn't have to go out there as a starter and do it all anymore, and I think it's really taken a lot of pressure off of him.
There's a ball hit pretty well. Deep center field. Back is Bourne, and he makes the catch, and Carrasco cruises through the 6th inning on just 9 pitches. 12 in a row retired by the Indians right-hander.
Media group. That'll take place Saturday, August 23rd. The Indians will host the Astros. Plus, Pierre's Ice Cream presents Van Halen fireworks after the ball game. Visit Indians.com for your tickets. Terry's jersey, huh? Got to get one?
Carlos Carrasco is retired 12 in a row. 3-hit shutout baseball through 6. Terry Francona will give him the shirt off his back if he can continue to pitch like that, right?
Yes, he will. You got that right.
Zach Walters, Chris Dickerson, Michael Bourne for Cleveland here in the home half of the 6th.
Well, a couple of 3-run innings for the Indians. Big 3-run first on the Santana 3-run homer. Then another 3 spot in the 5th, capped off by a Brantley 2-run homer. You love those home runs, don't you? And you get good pitching. That's
Yeah.
the old Earl Weaver philosophy, as we talked about. Give me a couple of 3-run homers and some good pitching, and it's going to be tough to lose.
I'll tell you what else was good to see is Jose Ramirez boots that ball in the second inning that looks like it should have been an inning-ending double play. And the very next hitter lines into the glove of Kipnis, and he doubles off the runner at second. So instead of that error costing you, whether it's pitches or a long inning or runs, boom, 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 you're out of the inning. And
well, give Carrasco credit. He helped his defense. He picked up his defense right after they made that error.
Yep.
And, the Indians, unfortunately, throughout the course of the year, haven't done that.
Enough.
For
not
the most
enough.
part.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the unearned runs they've allowed, and it's not an easy thing to do, but those players are behind you all the way every day making good plays, so you have to pick them up every once in a while.
Back-to-back strikeouts for T.J. McFarland. Well, in that fifth inning, Jose Ramirez got a big RBI single with Dickerson standing at third base after they had sacrificed him over. And then Michael Brantley landed the knockout punch on Ubaldo Jimenez. His 18th home run of the year. He now has 80 runs batted in. Chris Dickerson doubled and scored in that fifth. Good pitching matchup in Detroit tonight. Felix Hernandez for the Mariners and David Price for Detroit. Tigers lead it 2-1 in the sixth.
Seattle has one hit. Must have been a home run.
You know, it wasn't. I don't think.
Okay.
No, it was not a home run. They scored on like a goofy ground out or something. Robinson Cano grounded out the first. Austin Jackson scored.
Oh, there you go. Going back home.
But what had to be deflating for Seattle is they tie the game, they go out, and on the very next pitch, Felix Hernandez threw. Nick Castellanos homered for Detroit to put the Tigers right back in the lead.
Well, he doesn't give up many of them.
The streak, I'm told, is over for Felix Hernandez. He only went 5 innings tonight.
16, right? Consecutive. 16 consecutive starts with 7 innings, 2 runs or less. Ends tonight. What a run that is.
Yeah, he gave up 2 runs on 7 hits in 5 innings. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 3. His ERA has ballooned to 1.99.
He's human.
Michael Bourne walked and scored in the first. Struck out in the second, laid down a sacrifice bunt last time up. T.J. McFarland's 2-1 pitch over the outside corner for a strike. Pulls it foul. Now the 2-2. And Borney waves at it. TJ McFarland with 3 strikeouts now in his 2 innings of relief. 6-0 Cleveland. Six nothing Indians on top here. Going back to the second inning, he had Chris Davis at the plate after the
Yeah, that was the error on Ramirez where they booted, and then Carrasco comes right back on the next hitter and gets the double play to minimize the damage and picked up his defense.
Adam Jones 0 for 2 steps in. He's bounced to short both times tonight. Once into a double play. That was in the first inning. And then leading off, he hit the short in the fourth. Weekly tap back to the mound, and Carrasco takes care of that one away. Fox Sports Live brings you the latest news and highlights from a full day of baseball, hockey, and basketball. Watch Fox Sports Live every night on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. In Carlos Carrasco's last start against the Yankees, he made 77 pitches. So I think that's why you've got some bullpen activity behind him. There's pitch number 75, and you don't just throw a reliever out there to go 100 pitches right away, and they got to work up to that. But
you also want to have Carrasco end on a really positive note the way his night has gone so far.
Nelson Cruz swings and misses at a little off-speed pitch. It's 0-2. Also, the way he's going right now, Terry Francona might be inclined to just let him finish the inning if he continues.
I'd love to see it.
The 0-2 to Cruz. Struck him out looking with the same pitch he just swung and missed at. And Cruz can bark all he wants, but that was right there, and that's strikeout number 5 for Carrasco.
I mean, it was right there. I don't think he was looking for that fastball, that slider away. You could see that Gomes has it right there. He can complain. This is our Wendy slow motion replay. Look at the spin to the slider. Right there, he thought it might have been outside. He has his complaint, but he's not going to win anything. He's going to have to take the long walk back.
I might be seeing things, but that ball looked like it had so much spin and bite. It looked like the ball yanked Gomes' glove a little bit after he caught it. But where it hit the mitt, it was definitely a strike. Mickey Callaway has to be thrilled with how Carrasco has pitched now in his 2 starts.
I think everybody in those white uniforms are thrilled. Chris Antonetti, he's thrilled. Everybody is thrilled.
Kipnis scoops it up from the outfield grass, throws him out. The Birds go 1, 2, 3 on 6 pitches, and that's 15 straight. Retired by Carlos Carrasco. Time now for the 7th inning stretch. And check out Progressive Field, big crowd tonight from our Panini's Overstuffed cam. Bottom of the 7th inning. Yeah, Baltimore goes back to their bullpen. Brad Brock coming on now. Right-hander will face Jose Ramirez. If the Indians can make this stand up, they will stop Baltimore's streak of 8 consecutive series victories. And that's why Baltimore has opened up the biggest lead in any division in baseball. Because you just keep winning 2 out of every 3, and sooner or later you look back and you go, where'd everybody go?
Yeah, and they've been doing it on the road. Best road record in the league, but it was a big win last night, getting that first win of a series to stop the momentum that they had.
Ramirez takes a called 3rd strike, 1 away. Time for another Mazda game break. Here's Al Pawlowski.
Hey, man, you guys were talking about the Tigers-Mariners game a little bit earlier. Here is how Detroit got their 2nd run. Nick Castellanos, the home run in the 4th inning, his 10th of the year. That's been it so far. 2-1 is still the score. Tigers lead the Mariners. They're in the 7th inning now in Motown. Matt?
2-1 Tigers in the 7th there. 6-0 Indians in the 7th here. And Minnesota leads Kansas City, by the way. The first place Royals 3-1. Twins on top at Target Field in the 7th inning. Back in the 5th inning, Michael Brantley clobbered one.
That was a 3-2 pitch. Jimenez threw him the breaking ball right into his wheelhouse.
It's funny, we mentioned that earlier tonight, that one of the swings Michael took, it looked like he was a big swing, like he was trying to hit a home run.
I think it was in that at-bat.
Was it?
I think it was. I think it was the first pitch of that at-bat. He waited for the last pitch, though.
Downstairs. To left field, and David Lowe makes the catch, 2 down. Back in Baltimore in May, the Indians scored their 80,000th run. Brad Brock was pitching. Carlos Santana knocked one out of there. And when Ryan Rayburn came around ahead of him to touch home plate, that was run number 80,000 in the franchise's history. Carlos Santana takes the ball down low. That one nailed the catcher, Caleb Joseph. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Santana. 2 for 2 tonight. The 3-run homer in the first got the Indians off and rolling here this evening, as the Indians, like they did last night, took the early lead. And when the Indians score first, they're 40-19. Not quite as gaudy as Baltimore's 46-10, which is the best in baseball, but still very good in terms of what they've been able to do this year. Santana strikes out. The inning is over. The Indians go 1, 2, 3, 7 in the books. Cleveland 6, Baltimore nothing. Not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Indians Live, presented by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care, is coming up next here on Sports Time Ohio. Indians with a 6-0 lead as we roll on to the 8th inning, and C.C. Lee will be coming on now to pitch for Cleveland. C.C. Lee making his 19th appearance of the year. No wins, a loss, in the area of .378. 5 walks, 18 strikeouts in 16 2/3 innings. Carlos Carrasco, what a night. 7 innings, 3 hits, shutout baseball, no walks, struck out 5. Carrasco threw 79 pitches, 73% of those for strikes, and he retired the last 15 Orioles hitters in a row.
How much fun has he been to watch his last 2 starts? I mean, no walks, 9 strikeouts in the 12 innings he's pitched. Boy, he's throwing the ball beautifully.
Well, we're going to see Danny Salazar back tomorrow. And hopefully he can keep the mojo rolling as far as the starting pitching is concerned. It's a big key for this club. I mean, look, offensively, this team has done enough. They're not gaudy with their statistics, but they're 5th in runs scored, which tells you they're scoring enough to be there, to be in the hunt, to be where they are right now. If the starting pitching,
that's been the
if it finds its legs somehow,
well, yeah,
then anything's possible. Tell you what's crazy, Arch. Our producer Jim Murphy was busy at the computer. Magic fingers. He had the magic fingers going today. And if you'd have told me when we got together back in Goodyear that by the middle of August, the lowest 2 scoring teams in the American League would be the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, I'd have said, you plumb lost your mind.
Yeah, no question.
Right? And yet,
bet
that's
anything
the truth.
on it.
The Red Sox are dead last, and the Yankees are next to last in runs scored in the American League.
Yeah, that is, and the Red Sox led the league in runs scored last year. So you go from first to last. I don't know. That's hard to figure out in their ballpark. Yeah, and usually they dominate there.
Oakland leads the league in runs scored this year. Angels are second.
Yeah, I was going to say they have to be right there too.
Then the Tigers, no surprise there. 4th place team might surprise you a little bit. Toronto.
No, that's they can hit home runs. They've been without Encarnacion for a month.
And then Cleveland, and then this might surprise you, but Chicago's 6th, followed by Baltimore.
Abreu.
Yeah. Well, and the White Sox, we all know they can score. Problem that they've had this year, I would assume, is they're giving up a lot. Let's see. Chicago 13th in ERA. So they're giving up a lot. Out of play. He almost chased after it, but he was able to hold up. Down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yanked that one across his body. Full count. Minnesota leading Kansas City, the first place Royals, 3-1. They're in the 8th inning now at Target Field.
Yeah, he really pulled on that one down and in, and Gomes couldn't even catch it. They were looking away.
Big chopper to first. Slipped by Santana, but he flips it to Lee. 2 down. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. What did you see from Carrasco tonight that really impressed you?
Again, he threw a lot of strikes. He kept the ball down. He moved it in and out. He was aggressive. He stayed aggressive like Mickey Callaway wanted to. He kept the ball down. He mixed his pitches very well. Made it look easy. And I think the 3 runs help early. But he looks like he's in a different frame of mind right now. You know, the last 2 times getting an opportunity to start again. He's going back out there, and I think he wants that job, man. He wants to start.
Well, the thing that jumped out at me in your comments is how he mixed. I mean, he's got 96 to 98 on his fastball, and we've seen it consistently.
That's okay.
But he's also throwing that good slider. I think we saw some changeups tonight. I mean, he's pitching.
Yeah, he's pitching like he's capable of pitching, yes. He doesn't look like he's getting caught up into, I'm 3-1. He's overthrowing. You know what? There's times where you have to back off. You slow things down instead of speed them up. And I don't know. Maybe he's getting used to it. Maybe he's taking a deeper breath. But he's being aggressive and he's throwing strikes. Those are the 2 simple things you can just say. He has good enough stuff. We've always said that. Well, maybe he believes it now.
Meanwhile, Baltimore's got to be going, wow. We've run into a buzzsaw here in Cleveland.
Back-to-back nights, no kidding. What's wrong with that one?
Wow.
I mean, seriously.
That was right down the middle of the plate.
That's the one he called on Cruz. That's the one he called on Cruz. And Cruz was yelling. Now he's going to go back up and say, wait a minute, it was a strike for him and not me.
Popped him up. Michael Bourne jogging in, makes the catch. Orioles go 1-2-3, 6-0 Cleveland, middle of the 8th.
Receive a Michael Brantley bobblehead. That'll take place Labor Day when the Indians will host the Tigers for the final time at Progressive Field this season. Get your tickets early. You can save. Go to Indians.com. September 1. Tommy Hunter coming on now for the Baltimore Orioles for the 42nd time. Record 2-2. He does have 11 saves out of 16 opportunities this year. Spent some time on the disabled list. Just 43 in the third innings, 31 strikeouts to 11 walks.
Now, and the Indians will send Jason Kipnis, Yan Gomes, and Lonnie Chisenhall to the plate.
He had the first save. He had 11 saves. He was. Then he spent some time on the DL. That's why I was wondering how great he got him.
Inside for ball one. Low and in. 2 balls, no strikes. And now it's 3-0. Kipnis will take a stroll. Didn't maybe like that call a whole lot. And the payoff pitch. Up the middle. Bobbled by Hardy. And by the time he recovers, Kipnis is safe at first.
Well, that is a rarity. That's only their 57th error as a team, and Hardy normally very solid. But once he boots it, you're not going to pick it up and throw Kipnis out. That's his 11th error this year.
Yan Gomes 1 out of 3 on the night. He had an opposite field single in the 5th. High and slicing, and this will get out of play. One ball, one strike. Call to strike, and Gomes says, wait a minute. Down on the count now, 1-2. Down the line, and that will slice out of play. 27,881. The attendance here tonight. A couple of youngsters getting baseballs in this at bat, courtesy of Yan Gomes. Just spoiled it. Got a piece to stay
do whatever
alive.
you can to live for one more pitch. That was a good pitch down and away, and he just flicks his bat at it, and it just fouls off. Stay alive.
Smack the short. Hardy gets a second chance, and the Orioles turn 2. In-game box score brought to you by your Hyundai dealers. Michael Brantley with a 2-run shot. Carlos Santana's 3-run homer in the first staked the Indians to the early lead. And then they added on with 3 more in the 5th. Jose Ramirez had a key RBI single. Lonnie Chisenhall 0 for 3 tonight. And he singles into left field.
He's just going to take that fastball down and shoot it the other way in the hole between short and third. That'll be hit number 8 for the Indians. Just the first one for Lonnie tonight.
Zach Walters taking a strike. He's 0 for 3. Has struck out twice in the ballgame. And it's quickly 0-2. Wow, look out down below. Count stays 0-2 with a runner at first and 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th. Sounded like it broke something, didn't it?
It sure did.
As long as it wasn't Carey's forehead.
Can't break that. Well, went straight back and hit the plexiglass.
Look at that forehead popping out from behind the screen. That's a 5-head. Slice foul out of play. Outside with it, a ball and 2 strikes. Walters pulls it foul at the first base side.
Walters had a swing last night, you remember, before he hit the home run where he swung at a changeup. Looked like he might have pulled the muscle, an oblique muscle or something like that in the rib cage. Ended up having to talk his way to stay in the game. He certainly did, and then hit that home run, and that was the first run of the ball game. Made it a 1-0 lead.
Popped him up. Is it playable? Flaherty
yes.
to the railing. No, he ran out of room, and he almost broke a rib.
Yeah, you know, he went over there, and he hit it, and he thought he had an extra step, I think. Surprise. That's what happened. Watch, he's looking up. He's looking up. There it is. Boom. He thought he had another step. I think if he got there and realized where he was, he might have been able to jump up and catch it. He's a pretty tall kid.
Oh, look what you did. You see his hand? He was reaching for it.
He missed it.
He whiffed it. Yeah.
He missed the railing.
And he thought he had more room. Oh, boy.
He didn't expect hitting that railing. He thought he knew where he was. Yep.
Walters went around. The inning is over. 8 complete. The Indians 6. The Orioles nothing. Indians Live, presented by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care, is coming up next here on Sports Time Ohio. We're going to the 9th inning with Cleveland in command 6-0. Nick Hagedorn will come on for the 20th time this year, and he has been throwing the ball extremely well of late. He's been aggressive. He's thrown a lot of strikes, Rick, and I think that's the most important thing.
Boy, that's the key for any pitcher. Go out there, be aggressive, throw strikes. Hey, that's okay if you get hit. That's all part of the game, but you don't want to walk people.
Looks like we're getting a pinch hitter here. Cord Phelps, the former Indian, who just got called up a couple of days ago, I believe, when Manny Machado went on the DLs, when Phelps got the call up. So he'll bat for Jonathan Scope, and Hagedorn fires a strike. Hit on the ground to third. And Lonnie Chisenhall rifles it over. 1 down. Looking back at our keys to the game, brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Carrasco kept it down and dominated. And the Indians got after Ubaldo Jimenez early and often. Now, I said before that Buck Showalter and his gang must feel like they walked into a buzzsaw here in Cleveland so far in this series. Before that hit right there by Markakis, they were 10 for 68 thus far in the series. That's a $147 on the old batting average. So that'll test your patience and your confidence a little bit. But Markakis gets a 1-out single. And
they announced Pierce, and Francona's going to go to his bullpen.
Okay. So Buck Showalter's going to his pinch hitters, and Terry Francona says, all right, we'll go to our bullpen. We got a timeout here in the ninth. Okay, so Baltimore goes to the bench for pinch hitter, right-handed hitter Steve Pierce to bat for David Lowe, and Terry Francona goes to Brian Shaw. Shaw's 59th appearance this year, 4-3, 2.62 ERA.
Pierce 4 for 12 as a pinch hitter with a homer and 4 ribbies.
Pierce drives one pretty well, deep right center field. Dickerson on the run, makes the catch, slams into the wall and hangs on. Comes up firing back towards first. What a play by Dickerson on the dead run. He didn't have time to brace himself, really, and he made a fantastic play on the ball.
Well, good thing he was left-handed because he put his glove out there and he ended up making rerouted his direction. Watch him take a step back deep. Had to come back to it. And it's a good thing he was left-handed. He put that right arm out. The glove hand makes the catch before he goes into the wall for the second out.
And so with 2 down, Adam Jones to the plate. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jones is swinging a foul back, and he went down.
I think it's safe to say he was looking for that pitch. And he got a slider that stayed right there, and he took a healthy cut, and that front foot gave way. Slipped out. He fell down. Shaw has the count 1-2.
$27,881, most of them up on their feet. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the game. The Indians pitch a shutout as they beat the Birds tonight 6-0. They've clinched a series win, and they bring to an end Baltimore's streak of having won 8 consecutive series. For the Indians, it's their 9th shutout of the year, the 5th one